Good day, friends. I hope you're doing really well. This is Tracy Brown, and my team and I of non-diet dietitians provide trauma-informed nutrition counseling so that not only you can have a peaceful relationship with food, you can feel relatively safe enough inside your own skin. All right, so this video is a little bit of a part two that you didn't know you were getting because yesterday I shared on my page here, and if you don't know where that's at, just tag me below and I'll help you find it. I shared this little article from the CP Complex Trauma Association kind of thing. Again, it's not on my page here. I can send a link to it in the comments below. And written by Pete Walker. And so if you don't know who he is, Pete Walker's been writing about trauma for a really long time. So the article you're going to read is honestly from the mid-2000s. So it's been a while. And I think that's really powerful is, the study of trauma has been around a little while, not too long, but long enough to where we do understand a little bit about how the threat response system works. And in the eating disorder field and the diet trauma field, I know I've been working personally for about 12 years now, helping people see the intersection as food and body being this overcoupling with unprocessed trauma responses and ways to kind of feel like you got a relief valve from all the dysregulation inside. All right. So in this video, I want to talk a little bit about when your body is speaking in a lot of sensations when you go to do the right thing. And this happens so much for people that, let's say you've been food restricting, it doesn't matter what it is, calories, time, food groups, if you have thoughts about good food, bad food, all of these things are ways that we're trying to manage feeling overwhelmed, too much, not enough, and we don't have an appropriate response. We don't have internal locus to control, which all that means is, oh, I know who I am inside, and I know what my needs are, and I know how to get them met. When we've got programming from diet culture, when we've had misattuned, unattuned caregiving, nurturing, we often just don't know how to appropriately meet our needs. And then as we start to develop, into our adolescent years and older, into our mid-20s, we are, again, supposed to be individuating into a new level of development and also figuring out like who we are and what our needs are. And when you're having all these transitions and other things aren't there to have your back, we do tend to, as humans, want to connect. So we're going to connect with whatever feels like, if I do the thing, I'll be okay. Hence, here we have diet culture. Diet culture is always there telling us that eating food is less, weighing less is good. It's always there to give us examples. If you don't perform in this way, then you're going to get ridiculed, criticized, left out, not belong, right? So that's the messaging and the overcoupling. So that makes sense when you go to eat food. You stop dieting. You get more accurate nutrition information about just the unsexy science of like eating protein, carbs, and fat, and how when you don't get your needs met, you're going to have, at some point, either short-term or long-term dysfunction. Our bodies need what they need, and that's kind of it. We don't really get a say about that. And so that's why it's so hard when you finally make the decision to like, okay, diet culture has just been bondage in a prison for me, and I'm going to try something new. I'm not going to like put the cart before the horse. Like I'm trying to oftentimes people try to do all this nutrition changing when they can't even eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner from hunger and fullness, and get groceries regularly and not skip meals, all those kind of things. And so it makes us, again, do these programmed things versus, what's the basics? So they go to do the basics: eating enough food, eating regularly, eating in safe company, providing themselves some care. And at the beginning of that, it's really tough because you're feeling all these body sensations. And what it is this unprocessed threat response. For example, if you eat something that you typically were told your whole life, or you told yourself your whole life is bad, what are you going to feel if you eat that food? Fear, threat, what's going to happen to me? All or nothing thinking. It gets big, it gets scary. Okay, and so that is actually normal to happen. And if you're this video here is to give you some expectancy of it's not wrong if you feel bad. It's just a threat response we have to deal with, whether it's physically, mentally. You might need sensory exercises. You might just need some, again, renewal the mind and to be able to recognize the programming, right? Same thing if you are in a space where you typically struggle with eating past fullness or comfort at night. You have to really look at, like, why am I here? Am I here because I have no other way to self-soothe? Or is this deprivation-driven eating, meaning I haven't eaten enough all day and gotten enough care and attunement to myself, or a combination of both? And so when you go, let's say you're feeling all this discomfort and this dysregulation, and your go-to is to reach, to get a relief from the feelings of maybe some emptiness, and you don't reach, you reach for something else, it's not going to feel the same. You're not going to take the same edge off until you learn how to grow your window around those emotions. So at the beginning, doing the right thing, quote unquote, doesn't always feel so good. That doesn't mean you're doing something wrong. All right, so in the next video, we're going to talk a little bit about a little bit more specifics to understand what's happening to you physiologically. Because what's happening is that people go to like restrict less or binge less, and it just takes a lot of yielding. I just felt sense of I'm okay to be doing this thing that's uncomfortable versus seeing it as a threat. Because once you can do this and start to build this new neural pathway, that's where you feel like you're getting some wins. And it's not because you're having more willpower. It's that you're providing yourself with enough safety to do the uncoupling work. All right. And when you can do that, it's where recovery starts to stick. It's not so performative. It's really like you're doing the thing you need to do with basically attachment, secure attachment to like safe things, safe people, making yourself safe as well. So, here at this channel, we really are devoted and dedicated to like people having recovery that sticks, not performative recovery, honestly, not at taking 10 years, really being able to like, not just think about like intuitive eating and kind of sort of do it, but really have a understanding of like how it works and what the barriers are. And once you can understand that, it feels less overwhelming. It feels less scary. You kind of understand what's happening to you. And it's just easier to take risks. So I hope this video helped you. We're going to do some more specific examples. But remember, if your body sensations are basically freaking you out, we want to get really clear. Do we instantly notice that we blame ourselves? We eat the wrong food. I ate too much. What's wrong with me? Notice that's a pattern as well to like, it's my fault. That's a trauma response as well. Being able to back it up like, okay, what is actually happening? What is actually true about the food? What is actually true about my day? What is really happening right now in this moment? So thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye for now.